Greetings everyone. Welcome to the first installment of a new series on my channel. I've tried to make this video several times already, trying a different method each time, but after getting some advice from my friends, I've decided to go with a format that I'm more familiar and comfortable with to deliver this very important message. A problem that I've always had is that I don't like to talk about my problems while I'm going through them. Even then, it's usually not until years after the fact that I can bring myself to talk about a problem at all. It sort of makes me a hypocrite, as I've spoken many times about how nobody can help you if they don't know something is wrong. But I'm not yet fully accustomed to the idea of people caring about me in the first place. It's something that I've been working on, and the Brawny fandom has helped me make a lot of progress. I've previously been at a point where I can give hints to a situation under certain circumstances. I'm at a point right now where I'm able to vent to my friends about things that are frustrating me. So now, I believe I'm ready to take the next step. First, I should tell you the story thus far. I've been traveling the country quite a bit the last few years in an attempt to get my career back on track. 2 years ago, I ended up back with my family in New York and started working in childcare. The pay was insufficient by itself, but I was able to work on videos still, and I would be able to make this position work so long as I had help from my friends. Unfortunately, my older brother, who has been a violently abusive drug addict for longer than I can remember, has gotten much worse. He made an attempt on my life the first night I was back. My parents urged me to let him go, and I did, on the promise that we were going to finally disown him from the family. This did not happen, and his violent behavior continued to worsen. Later, I learned my parents were enabling his drug habit by giving him money or allowing him to get away with stealing from the family. My family has always had a policy of bailing him out and never telling anybody what was going on. As I grew older and learned more about abuse, I realized more and more that their methods were the exact opposite of how situations like this should be handled. At the point earlier this year when my parents kicked me out of their house so that they could shelter my brother while his housemates took out a restraining order against him, in combination with my oblong work schedule preventing me from finding other jobs, and the last of my northern friends abandoning me, I realized that there was no place for me there. After fixing my car and the scoliosis that I've had for several years now, I left as soon as I could. I've returned to Florida, where I have true friends among the Brawnies that I met down here during my college years. I have set into motion a plan to finally get back on my own feet. The first step was finding a supportive amount of work in my fields, and God blessed me with 2 job offers as soon as I arrived. I'm currently working 60 hours per week. The next step of the plan is to find a place where I could work for a year to pay off all of my debts: medical, credit card, car, and student. Unfortunately, this part is taking much longer than originally anticipated. As a result of not having my own space to store food, I've had to feed myself every day, which is quite expensive. Between the medical bills left over from New York, car repairs, feeding myself, and all the other nickel and dime events that were part of the process of escaping to Florida, I've racked up nearly $5,000 in credit card debt. This is going to take about 6 months to pay off on my own. According to the budget I have now, it will be at least another month before I can find a permanent residence for myself. Longer still if I have to find a place on my own instead of going in with one of my friends like I had originally planned. Meanwhile, I'll need to keep using my credit card for fuel and food, which will further postpone my ability to pay it off and afford a place of my own. My worry is that I will get stuck in an infinite loop of acquiring the credit card debt that I'm trying to pay off. Some of you may have noticed that I have made a similar announcement a few months ago alongside an FAQ and an update. That was made in hopes that I could clear the credit card before I moved to the south, but I had to leave before I was able to accomplish that. I'm in over my head now. As much as it shames me to admit this, I need help from the community. Anything that you would be willing to donate would help me move the process along faster. I'm always willing to do what I can for you in return, and of course, I've just updated my Patreon perks. Ideally, through your help, I would be able to clear my credit card debt and free up my budget to find a place of my own to live. If I can collect at least $3,000 in donations, the credit card debt will be at a manageable level by the time I can find a permanent place to live, if not being on track to clear it completely. And even if you cannot donate, spreading the word in any way you can will help as well. This channel was born out of a desire to do something constructive during the time of my life when my health was so bad I thought I was in my last days. It has grown into something that has renewed my strength through both purpose and the friendships formed within. Whatever happens next will depend on the help that I give now, but regardless, I will be keeping you all posted on my progress through this series. The Brawny fandom is the reason that I'm still fighting, and I will continue to fight for as long as I am able. In the meantime, thank you all, new viewers and old, for the support that you've given me through friendship, viewership, comments, and patronage over the years. There will be GoFundMe, Patreon, and PayPal links in the description. In the meantime, have a great day, and I hope to hear from all of you soon.